Okay, guys, so let's start. When do we use the simple past? Quando nós usamos o simple past? When do we use the simple past? Let's see. So we use the simple past when we have a very specific time in the past. Nós usamos o simple past quando nós temos um tempo específico no passado. Então, se eu falar, por exemplo, ontem, hoje de manhã, há 1 ano, há 3 dias. So, for example, some time expressions that will define your time. Yesterday, today morning, 1 year ago, last week, ok? Também quando temos uma ação que começou no passado e terminou no passado. Also, when we have something, it's an action that started, it's a happening that started in the past and finished in the past. Eu vou falar em inglês e português porque tem pessoas estrangeiras aqui que não falam português, ok? Alright. So, let's see some examples. I saw Maria yesterday. I saw Maria yesterday. Então, eu vi a Maria ontem. Aqui, eu estou especificando que foi ontem. É por isso que a gente usou o simple past. Porque eu estou especificando que foi ontem. Outro exemplo. Another example. Last Friday, the students took their spelling and vocabulary tests. Last Friday, the students took their spelling and vocabulary tests. Here, I'm also using the simple past because I have a specific time in the past. So, for example, I saw Maria yesterday. Yesterday is a specific time in the past. Last Friday is a specific time in the past. So, because of this specific time, I'm going to use the simple past. Eu vou usar o simple past aqui porque eu falei last Friday, que é última sexta-feira. Last Friday, the students took their spelling and vocabulary tests. Na última sexta, os alunos tiveram a prova de soletrar e vocabulário. Então, como eu falei last Friday e é um tempo específico, eu vou usar o simple past. Let's see one more example. They got married 2 years ago. They got married 2 years ago. Eles se casaram há 2 anos. 2 years ago is a specific time in the past. 2 anos atrás é um tempo específico no passado. So, that's why I'm gonna use the simple past. E é por isso que eu vou usar o simple past, ok? Nos 3 exemplos, eu especifiquei quando aquilo aconteceu. In all the examples, I told you, I specified when that happened. Also, those actions are over, they're finished. Outra observação é que essas ações já acabaram, elas começaram no passado e terminaram no passado. Elas têm essa característica. They started in the past and finished in the past. They have this characteristic, okay? Hello, Vivika. Let's continue. How do we form the simple past tense? Como é que a gente forma uma frase no passado? Vamos ver aí a questão estrutural. So in English, we have 2 types of verbs in the past tense. The regular verbs and the irregular verbs. Nós temos 2 formas de usar o passado em inglês. Algumas delas vão ser regulares e outras vão ser irregulares. Mas, teacher, o que é regular e irregular? Regular é tudo aquilo que segue uma regra. E irregular é tudo aquilo que não segue uma regra. Ok? So, look at the following list of verbs and you're going to tell me if they are regular or irregular, ok? Vocês vão me falar se é regular ou irregular. Thought. Thought. Esse verbo é regular ou irregular? Is it regular or irregular? Taught. Que no português é ensinou, ensinei. Ensinou, ensinei. Ok? Ensinar no passado. Is taught a regular verb or an irregular verb? Do you know? Irregular. Very good, Rosilene. It's irregular. Então, o presente de ensinar é teach. The present form of this verb is teach. Então, teach, taught. Ok? Teach no presente, taught no passado. Walked. Walked. Is it a regular verb or an irregular verb? Do you know? Walked. Caminhou, andou, walked. Regular, very good, Vivica. Very good, Rose. Regular. This is a regular verb. Now the verb studied. Studied. Estudou. Studied. Is it regular or irregular? We know that the present form of walked is walk. So walk, walked, and studied. Is it regular or irregular? Do you know? Studied, studied. Regular, very good. This is the regular, it's a regular verb. Esse é um verbo regular because in the present it is study and in the past it is studied, okay? The next verb, gave, gave. This is an irregular verb. Esse gave é um verbo irregular. The present form of it is give, give. O presente é give e o passado é gave. Became, became. Became is an irregular verb. Became também é irregular. Porque no presente é become e no passado é became. So, become in the present and became in the past. So, basically, what do they have in common? What is the rule for the regular verbs? Qual é a regrinha que os verbos regulares seguem? Todos os verbos regulares vão terminar em ed, ok? Então, se você quer colocar um verbo no passado e esse verbo for regular, você vai colocar um ed no final do verbo. If you want to make a regular verb, if you wanna put it in the past, you just have to add ed by the end of it. That's great, super easy. But what about the irregular ones? E os verbos irregulares? O que nós temos que fazer? Memorizar, galera. Temos que decorar. Infelizmente, a gente tem que pegar uma lista de verbos irregulares e praticar tanto até a gente memorizar. The irregular verbs, there is no rule for them. So basically, you have to practice so much and use the irregular verbs so much until you memorize them, okay? It's all about practicing. Então, vamos ver aí uns exemplos de verbos regulares. Walk, walked. Study, studied. Cry, cried. Live, lived. Okay. And now let's take a look at some examples with irregular verb. Become, became. Give, gave. Drive, drove. Forget, forgot. Teach, taught, taught. Bring, brought. Leave, left. Hear, heard. Buy, bought. So the list of irregular verb is pretty long, but you have to use until you memorize it. Okay? So, for the regular verbs, simply use the ed form of the verb in a positive sentence. Nós só vamos conjugar os verbos regulares em frases afirmativas. We only conjugate verbs in the past in affirmative sentences. Don't forget it. We only conjugate verbs in the past in affirmative sentences. Nós só vamos conjugar verbos no passado em frases afirmativas. Então, vamos ver uns exemplos. Let's see some examples. When I was a child, I played the piano. Donna visited Paris. When I was a child, I played the piano. Quando eu era uma criança, eu tocava piano. Donna visited Paris. Donna visitou Paris. Ok. Agora vamos ver alguns exemplos com verbos irregulares. Let's see some examples with the irregular verbs in sentences. Last week, I sent you a letter. Last week, I sent you a letter. Na semana passada, eu te enviei uma carta. Então, send virou sent. The students had an English exam. The students had an English exam. Os alunos tiveram uma prova de inglês. So, have became had. They did a great job. They did a great job. Eles fizeram um excelente trabalho. Então, do virou did. Do became did. Ok. Let's go on. Vamos continuar. Okay, teacher. For affirmative sentences, we are going to conjugate the verb in the past. Para as frases afirmativas, então, eu vou conjugar os verbos no passado. Beleza? And for the negative ones, e para as frases negativas? For the negative sentences, you are not conjugate the verb into the past. You're going to use didn't or did not. Para as frases no passado, você não vai conjugar o verbo no passado. Basta você usar did not ou didn't. So, let's see some examples. I went to work yesterday. I went to work yesterday. Eu fui trabalhar ontem. I went to work yesterday. So, go, conjugated in the past is went. O go, né? O verbo ir, conjugado no passado, vira went, que é fui. Eu fui trabalhar ontem. Agora, se eu quiser negar essa frase, if I want to make a negative sentence, I didn't go to work yesterday. I didn't go to work yesterday. Eu não fui trabalhar ontem. Então, ao invés de falar I went, eu vou falar I didn't go. So, instead, why are you laughing, Rose? Because I have to speak both languages simultaneously. Instead of I went, I'm going to say I didn't go. Okay? No problem, really. I have done it so many times because I have had many students that speak Spanish. I have been using 3 languages at the same time, so all good here. Okay, guys, and it's also good for the Brazilians to learn by listening in English, you know? I really like, I usually do it no matter who is in the live because I want the Brazilians to practice listening. Like it's very important for them to listen the explanation in English, you know? I don't like that they are stuck into Portuguese because that doesn't help anyone learning English. So don't worry. Okay, but we have an exception, the verb to be. Well, with the verb to be, we're not gonna use did not or didn't. Com o verbo to be, eu não vou usar did not ou didn't, tá bom? Nunca usa did not ou didn't com o verbo to be, não misture as coisas. Com o verbo to be, nós vamos usar was ou were. With the verb to be, we're going to use was or were. Ah, okay, yeah, no, now I got your point. So, if you want to make negative sentences using the verb to be, you're going to say wasn't and weren't. Se você quer usar o verbo to be e formar frases no passado com o verbo to be, você vai usar wasn't ou weren't, okay? Okay, so let's see these questions. Some examples. Did you go to work yesterday? Now we're talking about questions, interrogative sentences. Again, you're not going to conjugate the verb into the past. You're just going to use did before the subject. Agora, para fazer frases interrogativas, também não vamos conjugar o verbo no passado. Vamos apenas colocar o did antes do sujeito. For example, did you go to work yesterday? Você foi trabalhar ontem? Did you go to work yesterday? Então, esse did vai lá para antes do you. Did you? Agora eu estou fazendo uma pergunta. Did you go? Did you go? Go é o verbo no presente e o did lá antes do sujeito para formar a pergunta, ok? So, go in the present and did in the past. Did conjugates all the sentence already. You don't have to double conjugate the sentence. Did you come yesterday? Did you come yesterday? Você veio ontem? Did you come yesterday? Você veio ontem? Então, de novo, come está no presente e o did está conjugando toda a frase. E o did vai lá para o início da frase, antes do sujeito. Did you come? Come in the present and did conjugating all of the sentence. Okay? Yes, and you're going to put did before the subject. Rose, you teach really well. I do understand you. Oh, that's so nice to read. Thank you. Okay, guys. So let's take a look at the phrase. Vamos ver essa frase. Last year, I spent my holiday in Ireland. Last year, I spent my holiday in Ireland. Ano passado, eu passei o meu feriado na Irlanda. Minhas férias na Irlanda. Okay, so spend in the past, spent. It was great. It was great. O verbo to be no passado, lembra? Was. I traveled around the city by car with 2 friends. I traveled around the city by car with 2 friends. Eu viajei pela cidade de carro com 2 amigos. Travel is a regular verb, como travel, né? Um verbo regular. Traveled. We visited lots of interesting places. We visited lots of interesting places. Nós visitamos lugares muito interessantes. Muitos lugares interessantes. Então, visited as a regular verb. Visit, visited. We usually went to a cafe. Nós frequentemente fomos para um café. We usually went, so the past of go, went to a cafe. Questions? Alguém aí tem dúvidas até agora?